Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to find the next 10x crypto gem. And I'm actually going to be revealing to you guys my research framework or methodology. It's basically a checklist that I go through anytime I'm looking into a new cryptocurrency project. And I think that in order to be able to consistently find cryptocurrency gems, you need to have some sort of consistency in your research method. And so what I'm going to do in this video is basically explain to you how this checklist actually works. And then we're going to actually do it together. And I'm going to just pick some random coin. We're going to investigate it and do all the research like we normally would. And partly I'm doing this to help you, yes, but partly we're doing this for our team to help train new researchers on how to properly get a good understanding of what's happening with the cryptocurrency. So if you're interested in learning how to find 10x or 100x gainers, then you want to stay tuned throughout this video. I think that this is going to be a very insightful video because I'm not just going to give you a fish. I'm essentially going to teach you how to fish here. And I think this is something that's overlooked because it does take a little bit of effort. Most people just want to get a tip from an influencer and say this one's going to 10x or they say this one's going to 100x, but they never actually do the research. And doing the research is actually quite simple, especially if you have a framework or a checklist, which we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover here. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. So the first thing that we're actually going to do before we start to find our crypto gem is we're actually going to come here to CoinMarketCap and we're going to look at categories. And this first part is not so scientific. It's more about understanding and kind of having a pulse on the market. And really what we want to look for is we want to look for a category. And you can see all of these different categories here, right? Near ecosystem, A16Z, portfolio, logistics, play to earn. And really what we're trying to do is find, gaming, cybersecurity, roll-ups, synthetics, memes, all this, right? DeFi. So really what we're trying to do is find a category that we think is going to be a winning category or winning trend. And if you have any pulse on the market, it shouldn't be that difficult to understand which ones are going to do well. Obviously, we think that the metaverse is going to be a huge topic. We see a lot of the biggest companies in the world heavily investing into the metaverse. Obviously, Facebook and tons of other companies are making gigantic investments in the metaverse. So I think this is a pretty safe sector to be looking around in. I'm not saying it's the only sector you should be looking around in, but I do believe that this is something that if we look at it on a longer time frame horizon, over the course of the next, several years to 5 to 10 years, yeah, the metaverse is going to grow. Okay. That's kind of without a doubt, right? Currently, the market cap of all these metaverse coins combined is about $31 billion, which is still quite low. That's like the market cap of Dogecoin, right? So, it's relatively low. Now, the next thing that you want to do, if you want to find 10x gainers, then I think you need to look for coins like around $100 million market cap. And it's really important to understand that, a coin with a $6 billion market cap, in order for it to double, right, an additional $6 billion needs to come into it versus a coin that only has a $100 million market cap, only an extra $100 million needs to come in and the price of the coin will double. So, I think that if you are looking for 10x to 100x gains, then you need to start coming down here and look for something that has a smaller market cap. Now, if you really want to be degenerate and you want to find something that maybe has 100x gain potential, well, you could come all the way down here and you look at these really degenerate plays, right? Where, the market cap's only $1 million. So $1 million come into this, the thing's going to double, right? And again, a lot of people think that, oh, that's great, but it's really high risk. And the other thing that I'll also mention about this is that instead of trying to pick just one coin, I'll a lot of the times like to do a basket. And, if I can have a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio, I'll take that all day long. And essentially, I would like to find maybe, 5 coins or so that I could put into this basket, which I assume that, even if 4 of them are wrong and one of them does the 5x, and 4 of them go to 0, then I'll be able to make money. So that's kind of the thinking here. And so if I just come down here and I kind of look through some of these, the market cap towards like 100 million, I see this one Veracity, VRA, and I'm actually going to take a look into this one and we'll do a deep dive and do my checklist on this one, simply because I'm in full transparency, I'm not super well researched on this one, but I get people messaging us on Instagram every single day. Adam, check out Veracity, tell me your thoughts on Veracity. So I'll tell you guys my thoughts here as we look into it together. Has $134 million market cap. I like that. So let's go ahead and let's dive into this. So the first things first that I'm going to do on my research checklist is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually go on over to their website. And I'll show you exactly what I do. So you can come here, I can take a look at their website, and I'll just give it a quick read through. The future of esports, digital entertainment, and ad tech is on blockchain. Experience the future in which esport, ad tech, and digital content economy. So yeah, and so I'm going to go through here and I'm going to basically read through their website. Blockchain company looking to create an entirely new experience for esports, ad tech, and digital rights management. I'll probably go through and watch this video here. It's probably like a little explainer video. It looks like they're, heavily involved in esports. Vera Views is an end-to-end ad stack solution that combines the transparency and accountability of blockchain with the security of Veracity's high patent proof of view technology. So that's something that's really interesting. So it sounds like it's a, right? It's like a YouTube type-esque platform that, there's this proof of view consensus mechanism. I can see that their Twitter following, this is good. We'll look into this later, but 227,000 people following them on Twitter. Their roadmap here. So there looks like they're really big into esports. So again, I would spend more time reading through this. I'm not going to completely read through every single thing with you, but I'd probably watch this video, which I'll watch right now. And I'll just pause the video. So yeah, watch the video. It's essentially just saying that they rebranded. So they have, it's a wallet esports and basically their Vera Views system altogether. I also saw that there was another website here. So I'll just take a look at this really quickly. Yeah. Looks like they have, esports going on, watch and earn. So I believe it's I'll probably watch this as well, but it's an attention-based video reward. So you get paid for watching videos essentially. So it looks like they're sharing the ad revenue with the people's whose attention that they're taking. Attention-based platform for video gaming and entertainment rewards. So again, I'd look through this a little bit more, but I've got a decent idea of what they're actually doing. So that's the first thing that I'll look at is the website. The next thing that I'm going to come and take a look at is I'm actually going to read the white paper. And the white paper is like an overall mission of what they're doing and what they're accomplishing here. And if I came down here, I can see that their white paper is here. Generally see a white paper or light paper, and they're really not that difficult to read. When I first got into crypto, I thought they're extremely difficult and dense to read, but a lot of them are actually pretty simple. So I'll go through here and I'll just skim through it. And on here, basically, I'll be able to see, about their background, the market size of the opportunity, a little bit about their product. So let me just go ahead and read this really quickly. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to kind of skim through. Okay, so just reading through the white paper, I actually learned quite a lot. I didn't fully go in depth onto everything, but basically there's multiple facets to this project. They're involved in esports. They also are attempting to attack a $160 billion problem, which is massive. Basically, I wasn't aware of this, but as much as like 40% of online ads are actually seen by bots, not by actual human beings. So they developed a technology to actually stop that from happening. So you're not wasting your money on bots, not even being seen by real human beings, which is really interesting. And they actually have a patent on this proof of view concept. And so I thought that patent was something that definitely made them unique and would prevent others from copying them. So I think that's actually quite a cool thing. So they actually have a lot going on. I didn't read the entire thing, but I did read quite a bit, and I was like, well, I got to get back to this video I'm making. So, but it does seem really, really cool. They also have a watch and earn program where you can essentially watch certain videos. They have their own video player. So really a lot going on here, which if I wasn't making this video, I'd have to dive a little bit deeper into reading more of this. But that's the next thing is the white paper. So the white paper is going to basically explain everything that's going on with the project. The next thing that I'm going to take a look at is I'm going to actually look at what is the roadmap. And I saw the roadmap when I was reading the white paper, but I'll come here and I'll try to find the roadmap, which is right here. And one thing that I did like is they were talking about how they did meet all of their milestones on the roadmap in 2021, which was great vote of confidence from the team, seeing that they can actually deliver on their promises. So I think that's a great thing. So here I can see what is actually coming up, their future plans. So analytics dashboard for proof of view, Verisports, tournament creation, flow improvements, account transaction history. So I can see this, what is coming up in the future. And this is a good sign, because if there's really exciting things coming up in the future that I know that price could really appreciate leading up to these events. So I would just take a look here basically at their white paper, which is their plans moving forward. I could also go backwards, where I could see that this is a project that I guess they've been working on this since 2017. So that's also another vote of confidence for me, that they have been in the game for a while and they've stuck to the mission, and they're continuing to develop and whatnot. So that's another thing that I do like. The next thing that I'm going to look at is the tokenomics. So here is where I can get a better understanding if the investment is actually going to be a good one. So just looking at a few things regarding tokenomics. One, market cap 133 million, pretty small. The other thing is I'll look at the fully diluted market cap. And if you're unfamiliar, essentially the market cap is calculated by multiplying the price times the circulating supply. The fully diluted market cap is the max supply times the price. And so I see that there's not like an enormous difference here. So I see that about 43% of all the VRA tokens that will ever be in circulation are already in. So I do see this and I realize that, okay, 57% of the supply of tokens have not been issued yet. So I understand that these are going to continue to come onto the market, which could be some sort of inflationary sort of thing. So I'm just something that I'm aware of. The closer that this is, I like that more when it's essentially closer, when the market cap is closest to the fully diluted market cap. This is not bad. You see some with $100 million market cap and you see like a $5 billion fully diluted market cap. And that would worry me. That would definitely worry me. So, I think this is okay here looking at the tokenomics. Also, dive a little bit deeper into finding a little bit more about their tokenomics here. So I could come on to like their Explorer here, and I could see a little bit more about what's actually happening here. If I look at the holders, for example, I can see that it looks like KuCoin owns a large percentage. Whoever this addresses owns a large percentage as well. I'm assuming because KuCoin is one of the places you can buy it on. I don't know where you can buy it all, but this is another thing that I'd like to look into. Yeah, it looks like KuCoin's the number one place that you're going to be buying this on. So it makes sense that KuCoin owns or holds a large percentage in order to, sell these VRA tokens. So I can see they own 7 billion here. So yeah, I'm just making sure that there's not any like weird addresses that own a really large percentage. I don't know what this is, so I'd have to look into this, who this address is. But they do own a large supply of the Veracity token, and you don't want any few parties owning a really large supply of the coin or of the token, because they could just dump it on you, which is something to look out for sure. So the next thing that I'm going to look into is I'm actually going to try to get a sense of their token and see what their tokenomics actually look like. Okay, so I've been searching around looking for essentially a little bit more about the tokenomics here. This was an article that was released November of 2020. So this is a little bit outdated. So I would definitely want to look a little bit more into the tokenomics to get a better idea of where the tokenomics are, how the tokens have been distributed. And essentially what I would be looking for is basically seeing what the team, generally you want to see like what are the team, because the team generally gets a large portion of the tokens. And also if they do any fundraising previously, generally they're going to get in at, much lower prices. And if the coin is really taken off, then the likelihood of them dumping on you is high. So one thing that you just want to look into is, okay, are these founders or these team members, are they going to dump on us? Or are these VCs or these people that got into the private sale, are they going to dump onto us? So it's something that you just want to look into. Basically, from what I was understanding is that there was a target price that had to be reached in order for the team to be able to release their tokens, and they could only claim 25% of their allocation per year. So I think that's pretty fair. I don't think that's going to cause like a huge dump on people, but it is something to be aware of. And so I just clicked on this link here to find the founders and the team tokens. And it looks like they maybe hold like 2 billion for the team, which is maybe 20% of the total, because I saw that the max total supply was 10 billion, so that's like 20%. I think that's pretty normal. So it's not majorly concerning to me. If the team had held like 40% or something, then that may be something to be concerned of. But just looking into, what their tokenomics actually look like, and if there's any major risks that I should be aware of, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. And to be honest, it's not like really easy, like going through all this. Usually there's like a pie chart and you can pretty easily see which percentage is allocated to team, which percentage is allocated to VCs or pre-sales. But that's all I'm looking for is I want to see, is the team going to dump on us, or is there a chance that people that got into the pre-sale, are they going to dump on us? Those are kind of the main things that I just want to be aware of and see what those dates would be. Just to make sure that I'm not getting dumped on, or a ton of coins are going to come on the market. So that's the tokenomics. So the next thing that I'm going to take a look at is I'm going to actually look at the price action. So let's go ahead and take a look basically just right here on CoinMarketCap. We can see what's going on. So it looks like, they have data since 2019. So it's been chugging along for quite some time at this point. It looks like we got a big bump here in April of 2021. And then again here recently in October of 2021. I also see that, prices obviously dipped quite a bit from basically like 8 cents down to near to like 3 cents. So I'm always wary of just buying the top, just because it's dangerous, right? Like the risk to reward is not as good here as it would be here. So I actually think it may be a decent buy at this point because of, where it's at, right? So it could easily do like a 5X to make it back to all-time highs, or that's a 4X to make it back to all-time highs, which is pretty good. And if they do what they say that they're going to do, or what it's looking like they're going to do, then this thing could be like way undervalued. I don't, I don't know everything about it, but the ideas and the concepts of getting rid of solving this $160 billion problem, then I don't see why they couldn't have $1 billion market cap, right? And it seems like they have a patent on the technology too. So that's a really good thing. So as far as the price action, I just want to make sure that I'm not buying like the top necessarily. That would make me a little bit worried, especially if it's a longer term investment that I'm looking to hold. So I think this is probably not a bad place to buy in. Sure, maybe, it may sink down to a penny or something. Or where is it trading at right now? Hold on. Yeah, it's trading at like 3 cents nearly. So maybe it retraces to here to 2 cents. So you're in 33% drawdown. I'm not too worried about that. I think that's pretty okay for me for the price action. The next thing that I'm going to take a look at is the actual team and figure out who's behind this. And the main thing that I want to know is, are they doxed or are they anonymous? And you can pretty easily see that on the website. If a team is anonymous, it's definitely, I'll definitely be more wary. about actually investing any sizable amount, just because they could just run off with people's money if things don't go well, or they just decide they want to quit on the project, and there's no harm on their end, right? No harm, no foul for them. So their reputation isn't tarnished. So I do like to see a docs team, which I did see when I was reading through the white paper here. You can come in here and just take a quick look at what they're doing. And the team they're very out in the open, it looks like. And you can see that they all appear to be professional, right? You could obviously go in and if you really want to be intense, you could go in and look them up on LinkedIn and see what they're really doing. But the main guy is the founder here. He's been working on high growth hardware and software products since 1996 for PC and Mac, Android and iOS. Yeah, so I think this team is no joke. They appear to, this guy was a partner at BDB Pitmans, London, over 30 years of experience in litigation. So this is like their director. So yeah, it just appears that their CTO, their chief technology officer, with working in video and blockchain. There's not really a whole lot about it in his bio. You'd have to kind of look in a little bit more. Their lead developer, 11 years of experience, strong experience working in online video platforms. So anyways, I probably wouldn't go a whole lot more into this. I see that the team is doxed. I see that they're out in the open. They look quite legit, and I would be comfortable investing into this team and not, I wouldn't have any concerns that there's going to be some sort of rug pull or anything like that. So yeah, and to get to $100 million market cap, that's pretty good, The next thing that I would take a look at after looking at the team is I would want to take a look at the social media following. And really what I'm looking for is do they have raving fans? And so if I really quickly come in here, I could see their Twitter, and I'll show you a couple of tools that I like to use. But basically, I can see they have quite a large following, 243,000 people that follow them. That's quite impressive if you ask me. It looks like they are quite active. They're posting pretty much every day, it looks like, and it seems to me like they do have pretty decent engagement on their social media, getting all their tweets, getting quite a bit of likes and retweets. And one other thing with the social media thing that I like to do for my research process is just come in here and type in like VRA and then type in thread. And I like to see what are people saying about it? What is the sentiment here? KuCoin Jam, proof of view patent in the US, patents in China pending, active team, yes, growing, yes. So again, just reading through this, I can get a decent understanding of what's actually going on. And if they do have raving fans and whatnot, which I'm assuming they do, if they have all these people messaging me on Instagram and they have 234,000 Twitter followers. And so anyways, yeah, I would kind of read through here and try to find a good thread that maybe explains, what it's doing. Like right here, mega thread alert on VRA. So this may be a good one to read, which could give me a decent summary of what they're doing and get it from somebody else's viewpoint that's not necessarily directly from their company. So yeah, that's one thing that I'll also like to do. So that's pretty much essentially how I would do my research process. And if you thought this was helpful, then you may want to consider becoming a member at bluedgefinancial.com/crypto, where we actually do all of this hard research for you. If you do have things that you'd like us to research, we have a research team that can actually do this for you as well. And if you'd like to just follow all of our crypto plays, you can follow our crypto playbook and get into the plays that we're getting into. And if this video is helpful, please give it a like and subscribe, and consider sticking around watching some of the other helpful videos that we've created on this channel.